my god, I'm actually so scared. But, hi! Hello! I'm actually so scared, but hi! Hi, emoji cat. So, hang on, you know what? I'll just go to the thing, you know? I shouldn't stay here. Um, but, hello! I got to 1K on Twitch. Yay! That happened. Am I dead? I am dead. Hello, I'm not dead anymore. Hi Cyrus, how's it going? But yeah, I got to what? Why was I dead? What the fuck? Okay, whatever. Anyway, I got to 1K on Twitch. Yippee! You think your hearing's uber fucked? Maybe, or it might just be your headset or whatever you have. But yay! I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Also, this week I'm gonna be very busy again, so that kind of sucks. But you know, it kind of happens. In the background, I'm trying to get something for my model done. We'll see how long that takes. Probably like a few months, if I'm being honest, which sucks. But yeah. And, yeah! Alright, okay, so what I wanted to talk about was, I love this fucking music. The Animal Crossing music. Just the cat meows every single, like, few seconds. Hang on, let me get what I wanted to show you guys. Because I can get more emotes on Twitch. What do you mean? What did I say? I don't know what I said, but yeah. What the fuck? Let me go over here. Yeah, I can get 3 more emotes. Actually, I can get 4 more emotes because I'm gonna delete this one because it's kind of useless. It's very small, and I feel like this one does a good job to jam. And I'm gonna delete this one because it's a dead meme and no one uses it. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And hang on, I wanted to show you guys what I'm thinking of getting. Let me scroll up on the person I sent him to. I almost clicked something else, and that would have been very funny to click on. Okay, hang on. Are we clowning around? We are. VGen will take very long to load, actually. I just realized this. No, this sucks. Oh my god, why does VGen suck? Hang on, I'm still getting shit. I'm still getting shit. Hey, okay, I can't show you one of them, but I can show you, like, the 3 that I want. But, yeah. Why does VGen suck so much, bro? I hate it. This is very scut just because VGen sucks. But yeah. Anyway, I should probably change the thing while we're doing this because I'm showing chat emotes that I want to get, but VGen fucking sucks. Anyway, yeah, you can see it right there. Fucking hell, bro. I should just kill myself, I think, in-game. I should just kill myself in-game. My controller is on my lap, it's hurting me. It's not hurting me, it feels heavy. I'm dying. Everything sucks. VGen sucks, actually. Bro, why does VGen suck? Okay, well, VGen does not want me to show you, what I want to get. And so, I can't show you, because VGen sucks. Oh my god. How they make such a slow website? That's what I'm wondering. How they make such a slow website? Oh my, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. How do I do that? That's how there you go, I did it. I did it. There, I did it. Here, I'm gonna... Oh, wait, already got... What the fuck? That's kind of crazy. Why do I have to do this? I don't know what that did. That kind of just fucked everything for me, but, you know, whatever. Okay, yeah, there, I did some- I don't know what that did. Whatever. That did something. Anyway. Yay. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, this is so scuffed. I'm sorry, this is so scuffed. Everything, like, everything's not going my way. No. No. Can't hear it. Yeah, I know you can't hear it. Now you can hear it, though. Who has sniffles? I don't know. I mean, I'm always sniffing. And by that, I mean I'm always sick. But yeah, I'm sorry to so scuffed. Whatever. Okay, you know what? If you want to do things, click the link that's there. I should probably... Can I post this in TikTok chat? I don't know if I can. Okay, there you go. It's there. Yeah, click that link. And then, like, you can also do the channel point redeems that TikTok doesn't have. You wanna fuck with me? There you go, I did it. Anyway, yep. That goes for you, Cyrus, because I know you're bored. I don't know why I called you out like that. I just did. Oh my god, I shouldn't have done that. I feel so bad. And you too, Leru. You can do shit now. What? Oh, if you click the... You see the new channel point redeems? You can do things to me. Right there. True, yeah. Now you can do things to me. Or you can send money, but, you know. Yippee! I'm gonna give everyone a suitor just because I'm always gonna stim. But yeah, whatever. No, I see you buying shit already. Oh wait, you know what? I should just go here. That's not the right one. There we go. That's the right one. I should have named it better, but whatever. But yeah. Can I skip all the cutscenes or no? Cause I played this game like millions of times. What's inside this? I don't know. Sorry, somebody has so many fucking points. Why is Steam open? What's happening? Wait, why does that kill the game catcher? Oh my god, that's so weird. Okay, so if I tab in, it kind of kills it for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, that's why. You know what? That's just like the same thing. Cause I didn't... What the fuck? Okay, what? I just gotta go here again. Then. Sorry, this is so scuffed. Everything is dying. I'm sorry. What did you do? Who turned this black and white? It's a horror movie now. Oh yeah, sorry, I can't see. Was it you? Oh yeah, sorry if I sound tired too, by the way, I am. I didn't get good sleep last night, so I'm just kind of doing shit, you know? I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. And I'm tired. I didn't even want to do the Easter egg like I usually do, but whatever. Who cares about Easter eggs, right? I'm gonna move. Get monochromed. How long is this going for? I thought it was like 30 seconds. This feels longer than 30 seconds. I don't know. Oh yeah, Larry, you can do things to me now, because you can do the channel point redeems. Oh my god. Why that like kill the game? But yeah, you can do things to me. I just realized that. I don't know why I'm always missing like the first try. It's so weird, whatever. It sucks, whatever. I'm dying, whatever. Fuck you. Die. Wait, I'm invincible. Wow. I can't see what you guys are doing, by the way, so like... I'm just kind of guessing. You're invisible, but no, I'm invincible. Like the show, Invincible. Are you on the purple app? Yes, I am. It is the same username. But yeah, I am invincible. Nutschool BT, thanks for the follow, Hong Kong. So who did this? Why does it look like that? I don't want to go here. Can you take me out? Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna kill everyone. Should I get all the booze? Or no? I wanna leave. Wait, what the fuck? I didn't even press A. Why did I do that? Okay, you know what? I'll do this. Yep, there we go. I did something. Okay, take me back. Thank you. Forehead weapon. Thanks for the follow. Hunk. Who's killing the game? Who's doing this to me? I don't even, like I said, I don't even know what you guys are doing. I don't know who's doing it either. I can't see. I just try to like not really speedrun this game, but like, you know, just do shit. Okay, you know what? I'll get all the boost depending on how fast I do this, because I played this game thousands of times. I will say that I have played this game thousands of times. This is why I'm playing it. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm a vacuum. One squeeze on the nose. The fuck? Who am I? I'm just a vacuum. What the hell? I can't do it, and everything's purple too. Why is everything purple? Actually, I think that's just a game. I don't remember. I played this game thousands of times. What the fuck? And I don't remember. Oh wait, was that the invincibility running out? Or the invisibility? Sorry. Yeah, that's all the time I have. Gotta get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS. Yippee! God, I played this game thousands of times, and yet somehow I still don't really get the light. Because sometimes they're on it forever, and sometimes I just can't get them, you know? So, whatever. Hump that chest, Luigi, thank you. I love you. I love you so much. See, if you want to get a girl, just be like Luigi, I think, you know? I don't know. What do I do here? I kill you, that's what I do. Everyone should be like Luigi, I think. That's a gold bar. And that's a pink fucking thing. What's this? I know one of these has something. I don't remember which one. It wasn't that one. Okay, you know, maybe... What the fuck? What the fuck? Who's doing this to me? What the fuck? Why'd you cause an earthquake? I didn't even know you could do this. What the fuck? What the fuck? Help. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's happening. Everything is piss yellow. I'm in fucking Mexico, what the hell? No. That guy is gone forever now. That guy, why am I tiny? You know what, that actually helped me get the ghost, so you know what, thank you. I don't know how that helped me get the ghost. It just did. So thank you, I love you. I don't know who did that, but thank you. Banana. Fuck you. Hello. Where am I? Kill this freak. Yay. Where am I? What do I do again? Oh, there's still a guy. You know, I can't really tell if it's dark because of the yellow, the piss yellow. Okay, there we go. It's kinda weird. I had to hump that thing, yep. I remember I had to hump. Why is it red? I remember I had to hump things. Right, because I'm Luigi and that's what Luigi does. He humps things. And I have a key now, so it's fine. Hump all the furniture, yeah. I'm also gonna hump this toad. Non-consensually. Anyway, hello! I'm gonna punch...
Mario.
Okay. How does he fit through the door? Oh, that's how he fits through the door. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. Thank you. I love this. Thank you. Whoa, I'm so cool. Why are you guys doing this stupid shit? This is so stupid. I love it. What's happening to me?
Luigi.
I don't know what's happening to me. Me. I know what I had to do, you bitch. Bye. This guy talks to me like I've never played this game before. I've played these games before. That is a book. I've played these games before. It's black and white again. Oh, that shit's gonna hit me. Okay, never mind. No, get in the corner, you bitch. Thank you, fuck you. Hi, can I get rid of my computer ghosts? I'll try. Oh yeah, cool, when you can waste money on me to do shit like this. Someone turned it black and white. But you can waste money. Just click that link and you can waste money like that. It's kind of funny. No. Sweet. You know what? I kind of vibe with this. Because it makes it feel like an old horror movie. And you know, that's like the vibe Luigi Mansion gives anyway. Like shit that's not really scary, so yeah. Oh yeah, you can also spend channel points to do that too. So yeah, sorry, I'm gonna speedrun this shit. Yeah, you guys just encouraged me to speedrun this shit, you know? Get in the corner, bitch! I'm gonna fuck you in the corner! No, get in the corner, you bitch! No, cannonly, that kind of fucked me. No! It's kind of funny, you gotta fuck all the ghosts in the corner. That's how you be good at this game. Yeah, get back in the corner, you bitch. There we go. Yippee! Why does everyone like Clissy? I don't get it. Analog horror? It is analog horror. I zoomed in! Help! Who did this? I had to kill a child. Alright. You guys want to know how to do an abortion? I'll tell you. Oh wait, the baby's already dead. Never mind, I can't show you. Oh wait, I'm doing things too early. You can't tell what I'm doing. I don't even know where the ball is anymore. I don't wanna... Oh, thank you. How am I gonna do this? I did it, never mind. Yeah, get angry, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Where am I? I don't think it was supposed to be that zoomed in. Where am I? Oh, someone can zoom in more if using multiple. Oh no, it just, it zooms in like a bit, and then it'll zoom in again after that runs out, and then it'll zoom in again after that runs out. So you basically just did a lot of zoom ins. That's how it be. Holy moly. Holy moly, I'm gonna kill this child. In game. Where am I? Wait, I can't see the tags. Oh my god, never mind, wait, I forgot, this fight's easy. Oh wait, this fight's so easy. Yeah, this fight's easy. Yeah, this fight's easy. And then I stay in the middle. Yeah, this fight's easy. Ouch. This fight's easy. Wait, was that the ball I needed? I think that was the ball. Oh, that was the ball I needed. Wait, it can disappear? I didn't know that. Well, I learned something new by being bad. Cause I thought if I just sucked it, like, yeah, cause there's supposed to be multiple balls. What the fuck? Why'd that happen? How much can I wiggle the shit? How much can I wiggle the shit? How much can I wiggle the shit? Ow. I can wiggle that shit. I don't know why that happened. That was kind of weird. But you know what? Whatever. As long as I got this shit. Whoa, I'm already on the second part of the game too. That's crazy. Damn, I really am speedrunning this shit. But like I said, I've played this game so many times. I don't know why. It's just one of my favorite games to play. Like, we just replay over and over again. Re-kill the baby? I am. I'm trying to. It's a second abortion. He got aborted once and now I'm gonna abort him again. It's the future liberals want. Someone made me tiny. But can I? No, I almost two-cycled him. Wait, that's insane. You're not supposed to do that, by the way. Like, it's very rare that you two-cycle him. Like, actually, no one knew you could two-cycle him until recently. And that's how well I did. Kick the baby. No, it's a second abortion. Who's doing this shit to me? Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to do shit to me, you can redeem channel points to do specific ones. And if you don't want to use channel points, then you can donate and shit using the link. And then you'll get points. And yeah, that's how you do that shit. Anyway. The link in the pinned message, by the way. Anyway, yeah, I'm cool. Let me get it. Let me hump this chest. Let me get the heart key from humping this chest. Whoa, I'm so cool. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna skip all the dialogue. Cause like I said, I played this game hundreds of times. And I still on speedrun it. Like the first part. Like that was so quick. 25 minutes and I'm already on the second part. Like, I don't know. That shit's crazy. That shit insane. I'm insane. Yeah. Redeem that coin. I was gonna say something way worse. And I decided not to. Maybe I should just say it. Maybe I should just be unhinged. I feel like you guys like it when I'm unhinged. Or maybe you don't, I don't know. I think I know anything. I silvered the mom, I'm gonna kill myself. Bro. I had gold on both the dad and the child, but the mom I silvered. The mom I fumbled, of course. Of course. Yeah, open this shit. I didn't know you could do that during this cutscene. I feel like you guys are gonna save it until like I'm in a boss fight or something. I don't know. I feel like that's just gonna happen. You guys are rude. I don't know why you guys are rude, but you guys are rude. And I don't appreciate how rude you guys are. But you guys are rude. Alright, going in the bathroom. I can't go in the bathroom. That's occupied. Okay, you know what? I'm going in here then. No! What the fuck? I hate these guys. They have funny screens, but I hate these guys. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Okay, yeah, there we go. I was like, I think I had to do this. I know what to do, you bitch. Stop talking to me. You get tutorials like it's a modern... What the fuck? Blue. I'm blue now. That is the attack. I'm blue now. I love being blue. Everything's blue now. Yeah, everything's still blue. You know, at least with this I can tell it's dark though, it's night. So I'm big now. How big is Dick? How big is his dick? What the hell? I'm against the stick. No, it's not playing the music. What the fuck? Why isn't it playing the music? No, that's like the best part of this room is the music. Oh my god. This ghost is fucking me. Fuck you, Shy Guy. Play the music. I like how it kind of glitches out whenever it both puts on and takes off the effect. It's very funny. Hello, where's the music? I need the fuck you. I need the music. I couldn't. Okay, what the fuck? I was panicking for some reason. Who knows what goes? I need the music. Can I play the music now? Okay, that's not the music I wanted, but whatever. That is music, I guess. I forgot what I had to do. I think I had to dance with them, by like just staying on this. But like, it's weird. Oh, that's what okay, I see. I see. So I can literally just hold this while I'm on this shit, not looking at him, and then, okay, you know what? That makes sense. I understand it now. I remembered how to fight them. I remembered. There's some Boscos I don't remember. This is one of them. Just because they're a little stupid. Yeah, cause they take forever. Get him! Thank you! Now get in the corner, yeah! Now I just gotta wiggle my shit. No! The poison mushroom. Bruh. I always have bad luck with the poison mushroom, it sucks. It actually sucks, bro. I was in the corner. I was doing so good. I was doing so good. This guy fucking sucks. This guy actually sucks. Okay, thank you. Fuck you. I hate that guy so much. Alright, Luigi trying to hump a chest again. That's not humping the- there we go. Hump that chest. Yeah. That's all Luigi knows how to do is hump chests. Me too, not gonna lie, but... whatever. Hello. Hello, that's what I do. What the fuck? Hump everything. Ouch. This guy's kicking my ass. What the hell? What the hell? You can do better than that, don't sell yourself short. True, I can hump more than just chests. I can hump everything, you're so right. And kill that too, I could also do that. Can I just click this button? Okay, no, I had to wait for them. You know, I never tried it before. Like, I'm being so for real, I never tried it before. Okay, here we go. Push. I love this button. This is the button that shows me all the cute things. Okay, you know what? I don't know if it's just me, but like, I think boos are like the cutest Mario enemy. And so I love them. I won't catch all of them probably. I don't know, it depends how fast I'm doing this. If I need a pad, I will catch all of them. But look, they're so cute. Okay, maybe not the Luigi's Mansion boos, but they're still cute. Like, look at him. They're just freaks, I don't know. I love them. I love how freaky they are. Yeah, Bucky, stop talking to me! I hate you. You talk to me so much. And I don't want to talk to strange old men. My parents taught me that at least. Please go away. Oh my god, bro. You know what? I think the problem is I played this game too much, you know? I'm gonna punch him. Yeah, me too, Luigi. I'm also gonna punch him. Take me back. Take me home. Okay, time to backtrack now. And then Egad's gonna get mad at me again for backtracking. It's kind of funny because he's like, you know, don't forget, you still have to explore the mansion. And I don't know, it's just stupid. Like, I don't know, like you don't want to get the boost, you need like, what, 40 of them? So it's like, okay, like, why wouldn't you do this? They're the easiest boosts and then you'll forget, whatever. You know, I think all the problem with modern games began with EGAD. And that is the narrative I'm going with. That is actually what I'm going with. God, I hate how easy the boosts are in the beginning. Cause then, like, towards the end of the game, oh my god, they're so annoying. It's actually kind of funny though. I don't know, I think it's very funny how easy they are now. Just because of how open everything is, and then they're like, you know what, that makes them too easy, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna make you regret your life decision. Wanting to 100% this game. Is he in the bottle? I didn't even know he could be in there. Okay. There's a poison mushroom. Oh my god. They do just want to make my life hell. Whatever, I got him. Bro is dead. Bro is... I can't leave. I can't leave. I can't leave. No. Thank you. Sorry, I was a gremlin there for a second. Just cause this guy sucks. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. This guy, he sucks. I hate this guy specifically. I don't know what he did, but he sucks. Luigi also sucks. Okay, when does Egad get mad? I think it's when I get 5 views, right? And then he's like, Luigi, do something else, you fucking asshole. For some reason. I don't know why he's like this, he just is. He's a little weird, you know? I don't understand it. Oh yeah, here we go. Shut the fuck up, bro. I don't care. I don't know. Actually, he tells me to go to the bathroom too, which is also funny. Why would there be booze in the bathroom? There's nothing in the bathroom. There's everything in the bathroom. There's nothing in the bathroom. I remember this boo kinda sucking. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! Trying to follow a kind of gesture. This will be a first one, like your styles. Thank you. You bring your crowds poison. Yeah, you did. Your favorite game? Oh my god, hi Colbert. This is also one of my favorite games. I'm kinda speedrunning it right now, just like trying to get all the booze, but you know. Like, I don't know, it's kind of funny because the booze are easy until the end game. When you're just it's so easy for them to leave. It's so stupid. Call me game boo, call me whatever. No, come back, yeah, fuck you. Wanna play this game, not gonna lie? I think it's on the Switch. I'm just playing it on my Nintendo PC so people can do things to me. People have given me mercy right now though, but you know, you guys can still. Oh yeah, Colbert, if you want. Ouch. If you want, click that link or use channel points if you want to fuck with me. Because you can't do that. Since you just got here. Funny Shadow Realm. I love Funny Shadow Realm. Yeah, give me this shit. Thank you. I humped the toilet for this. Oh wait, this is one of my favorite toes in the game. What the hell? I got something really important thing into the toilet. I didn't mean to. Goodbye. What the? Yeah, this toad wants you to tell him, like, not to care. He's actually such a bitch. I hate him. Because then he turns on the light. He's so stupid. I hate him. Where am I? Who did this to me? Oh my god. I don't know where I'm going. I'm lucky I played this game hundreds of times. Because if I didn't, this would suck. Oh, I see. Hello. Shove him in the toilet. I want to. Hello. Who are you? I had to talk to you, I guess. If I want to do things, fuck you. Can I go in here? I can. I forgot. I just said I played this game hundreds of times and I forgot. Whatever. What? 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 Hello, I'm Luigi. I'm doing cool. Hi, Samboop. Yeah, Luigi. Oh yeah, Samboop, do you wanna fuck with me too? Some cute models, thank you. Cause if you click the link or use channel points, you can fuck with me. What'd you do? What did you do? Did it break? I don't know what you did. What? Oh, yeah. Why is the light like this? Break back? Okay, I guess it broke then. You broke the light, though. No! I think it's their stupid item. There's a boo here. Apparently. Here. I can't get him. Oh, you reversed my controls, you fucking asshole. I was wondering what the fuck was happening. This is gonna, like, reverse at the worst time. Okay, never mind. I was like, why am I blowing? Why am I blowing and not sucking? I have the chest. Yay. Now I see why. I'm tiny now. Hello. Why am I tiny now? What is happening to me? What the hell? Eddie, why is it pissed? Why am I in piss? Get me out of here. I don't want to be in piss. Thanks for the boop. I don't know who did that, but thanks. Hey, thank you so much for the boop. Okay, yay. I love not being trapped in piss. Not being trapped in piss is like so cool for me and what I want in life, you know? Like, I love it. But I'm still trapped in the piss. I'm drowning in it, bro. I'm drowning in piss. Help me. Get me out of here. Luigi, yeah. Did you stop my controls again? Oh my god, you did. Oh wait, no, you didn't. You know what? Maybe I just don't know my controls. Anyway, thanks for throwing things at me. I can now get a hat. Yay. Give me that shit! Why am I trapped in the piss again? What is wrong with you? Thanks for the head pat. I can't tell if it's dark. Okay, it is. You see, that's the only problem with the piss. I can't tell if it's dark. Oh my god, wait, you know what I just realized? Piss when it's like the endless like when the power's out. Oh my god. That'll suck. That'll actually suck. Boogie. No, get back here, you bitch. Yay. Oh my god, you same with my flashlight. What is wrong with you?
Oh yeah.
I can't help. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. You're welcome. I can't use this shit. Wait, actually, I think Samu did that at the worst time. Because I don't even have to use this anyway, right now. Where is he? There we go. He's burning. Yep. There we go. Jones, but no. Luigi, yeah. What am I doing? Why is he going over here? Why'd I get the mouse? No, I can't get the mouse. Oh my god. I didn't think I'd get the mouse. Bro, that shit's so rare. Can I... Big Luigi? Yeah. Can I go in the corner? This is a corner, I guess. Yeah, this is a corner. What? Why'd it get cut off? Was I too big? I was too big for the world. Wait, why am I getting cut off? Oh, I died. What the hell? Which file was that? This one? Yeah, sure. Someone killed me. Someone killed me. I didn't, doesn't... You know, that didn't really do anything to me, but someone killed me. I'm dead. How do I go in here? I'm thankful for the booze. I'm so thankful for the booze. How much money did you spend to kill me? $200 or what? 200 coins. Cause I don't know how much 200 coins is. 200 bits? Oh, that's not that expensive, huh? You know, maybe I should have changed it. Purple apple? Yeah. Fuck this guy in particular. Also, you know, you let me get the rat this time, so that's cool. I'm invisible like the meme. And you can't even say my name. Or something like, I don't know. What am I doing? I'm chasing this guy. This guy's a bitch. Oh my god. Fuck you, chest. Fuck you. You know what? I will try to catch him. While I like this. While I like this, I'll try to catch him. Yep. Yep. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god, I had a thanks for the Rocky Babies, thanks for the follow. I can't, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. I know where I am now. Stay in the corner, stay in the corner, stay in the corner, stay in the corner, fuck him in the corner, yay! Fine, they're hitting, don't worry. I'm playing the game.
Oh yeah.
Hump that chest, Luigi, how you doing? Luigi's so freaky. Also, why do you guys like turning it to piss? There are other colors, you know? You can make it at least pretty. And not Mexico. Yippee! I'll piss. Why are you obsessed with the piss? I don't understand. What is it with the— I know there's a thing here, but I want this chest before I forget. Why are you obsessed with the piss? What the hell? Yeah, how do you know about that, huh? None of you. My own kind are attacking me, what the fuck? What did I do? But I like Mexico. That makes one of us, buddy. Bro, why do so many cup ghosts? I don't like it. So what are you guys doing to me? That had nothing, I'm sad. That had nothing, I'm sad. That had something. I'm okay. Give me money. Give me my money, thank you. You know, the piss kind of fits for this room, because it is golden. I can see everything! Give me! I love seeing everything. Oh, that's how you get all these gems. You know, actually, I already knew this. Why am I acting surprised? I already knew this. Like, you had to go in here if you want 100%. I already knew this. Ouch. Yippee. Whoa, I have so much— why is Egad zoomed in too? Whatever. I have so much money. Leave me. Wee. Help. Help. Help.
There you go.
I don't know where this thing is. Thanks for the head pat. Give me. Help. Oh yeah, can you guys like remind me to water the plant? Cause I will— what the fuck? What the— hello? Why am I like this? Wait, this is cool actually. It's disorienting, but it's cool. Oh my god, Luigi's Mansion VR. Yeah, release that shit, Nintendo. Wait, it's actually cool. Wait, can you guys keep doing this? I want to play the whole game like this. Please. This is actually— you know what? I haven't tried to catch a ghost yet though, so maybe it won't be cool. Never mind. Yeah, whatever. Well, where's Quake? Just like the thing. Fucking Mario or something, I don't know. Mario is alive or something, I don't know. I need shit. But yeah, I don't know. That was kind of cool. Okay, where do I go? Where do I don't— there, I go there. Yeah, I don't know, that was kind of cool. Oh, hi, Cash, how's it going? That one costs 125 coins. Well, time to do it a lot more. You can do it while I'm humping the instruments. Wait, first pretty cool work. The game was on rails. Maybe. Oh my god, I feel like it would be so disorienting when I try to catch a ghost and I'm in first person. I've never gotten this song. I always get the underwater song. Wait, that's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know why I always get the Mario 3. Yep, thank you. I am a nerd. Alright, time to fuck you in the corner. Let's go. Get back in the corner. Thank you. Yippee! Ouch. I love fucking the ghost in the corner. I don't know, maybe I'm maybe I'm a necrophiliac. I can't open this! Maybe I'm a necrophiliac. sus. What, that's what you have to do in this game, you have to fuck the ghost in the corner. If you want to one-cycle them, you have to get them in the corner. Okay, bro. I guess you're just in the bongo. Get you to Ghostbusters lore, yeah. Thank you. I feel like, I don't know, after playing this game for so long, like, it's kind of easy to manipulate where the ghosts go when in the hallway, which I really like. I like knowing how to do that, because it makes the end game so much easier. Where do I go again? I forgot. There, okay, yay. Oh, it's the fat guy! I don't want to fight him, whatever. This guy is not chill. This guy is like the opposite of chill. Oh wait, isn't there a... I pressed it too early. I'm not gonna get this. Can someone kill me? Never mind. Yeah, can someone kill me? I would appreciate it now. I'm doing shit. Fuck this guy in particular. But yeah, I don't know. This shit. Oh, why does that guy disappear? It sucks. Where is he? There he is. And now he can't disappear. Yippee! Okay, I hate this guy because I don't know how to one-cycle him. The other ones are pretty straightforward. You just go in the corner. This one, I don't know. He's a very weird guy. And I think he's completely optional to- oh my god. Ouch. Oh yeah, that shit? Oh my god, that sucks. I don't know where I am. 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 I'm so glad he's being a bitch right now. Ouch. I might die for this. When does he run out? Thank you. Come on, I just had to wiggle this shit. I just had to wiggle this. No. Oh my god. If I wiggle 3 more, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna get the gold, but whatever. I would have preferred one cycling. All I had to do was wiggle my shit. Yeah, fuck you, buddy. There's a boo somewhere strange in this neighborhood. Or something, I don't know. Where is it? It's one of the chairs, isn't it? Fuck you. It's one of the chairs, isn't it? Oh, it's this fucking thing, isn't it? Audacious. Fuck this guy. Don't attack me, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. That room is too big. I don't know. That room, funny. That room, fuck that guy. Fuck that room. Give my diamond. I deserve this diamond. Where's my diamond? Give my diamond. I deserve my diamond. Real. What is happening over there? Is it in here? No. Bro. Okay, is it in here? No. Well, now I can't get it. Whatever. I don't remember where anything is. I'm gonna get your diamond. I do deserve that diamond. Yeah. I love that diamond. Wait, I'm already on the second boss, I just realized. Huh. I really am speedrunning this shit.
Let's get a good stretch.
You guys gotta like interrupt me more. I'm speedrunning this shit too fast. I'm already on the second boss. And that was a bomb. That wasn't very nice. Where is it? Where is it? It's in the fridge. Oh my god, it moved. It's on this. Oh no. Yeah, it is on this table again. Okay. I know why I was having trouble with this. Bruh.
Mario!
Fuck this guy. Pay attention to you? I am. Hello. You got your attention. Now goodbye. Water the plant. Yeah, I didn't water the plant on the first time. It's the second time. I never remember. And the third time I too. Luigi, can you stop knocking? Thank you. Where's the plant? There's the plant. Yeah, see, this is why I always remember to water it here. Because you had to go here anyway. Oh my god, dog. Help. Help this stupid fucking dog. I'm gonna kill it. Just like I killed the child. I killed children and I killed dogs. Oh my god, I'm a psychopath. Luigi's a psychopath. What the fuck, Luigi? Alright. No, get in the corner, please. Get in the corner. Get in the corner. No. I'm dead. I need that poison mushroom to go away, thank you. I didn't want to suck anything while that shit was there. Yeah, alright, what I do this again, right? Yeah, that's what I do, bye. Someone DN me. Happy 6-7 day, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I said that, but happy 6-7 day, by the way. Which one do I have to hump? That one, okay. I hope you guys are having a good 6-7 day. I almost got a boner thrown at me. They're showing their boners. I don't want that shit. Stop showing your boners, please. You know, this boss is cool. It kinda sucks to fight. But whatever. Yippee. I love this guy. Well, I love the music, but I love this guy. Time to fight him. I'm gonna kill this guy. This guy, he's dead. This guy, he's gonna fucking die. Hello. Wow. It's already been an hour and I'm already on the third area, bro. That's a horror movie. That's I don't know. Are you a oh, that was a shadow. Oh, that's the real one. Okay, that's easy though. I don't know where he is though. There you are. Yeah, she always gets away like so quickly. I don't know what to do about it. I had to put more shadows on him, but like, When I tried to suck up the shadows, I suck him instead. And I don't want to just suck him. Yeah, those are the noises they make, huh? Blow. I hate this guy! I don't understand how to suck him properly. Guys, how do you suck him properly? I don't understand how you do it. I know how to suck the other ghosts. I don't know how to suck this one. This ghost is like, I don't know, he has too many standards, I don't know. Oh my god, I'm big, so I missed. That's crazy. Yeah, I had to aim down. Bro, I can't suck him. I don't know what he wants. How do I suck him? I'm back to normal. I can't suck this one. Okay, there we go. Oh, thank you. I missed. What the fuck? My death perception's bad. How do I suck him? Yay! But yeah, seriously, I'm being so for real. I really don't know how to suck that guy. How to what? You heard me. I'm the chess Luigi, fuck you. I'm speedrunning this shit too quickly. Bro, last time I played this game, it took me like 3 hours. Okay, you know what? I will have to 100% this game, whatever. I'll do it. I will do it, by the way. This game's easy to 100%, that's why I'm just like, I'll do it. Whatever. I can do things. I can do things most people can't. Like 100% Luigi's Mansion. I can do that shit. The only other thing I need to remember how to do is how to get the key in that fucking for the fucking door that I don't remember. Thanks for the head pat. Oh yeah, but you said purple app earlier, and I am on purple app. If that's what you were wondering. I don't know what you were asking though. You just said purple app. I don't know if you're asking what purple app is, or if I'm on purple app, but I'm on purple app. Yes. How this helped? How? Yeah, let me out of this because he said and presto. Oh my god. Oh my god, he said your name. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're famous. You're in the famous video game Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube that came out in 2002? What? I don't remember. Actually, it might have been later. All I know was I was either not born or I was 1 year old.
Mario.
It's either of those. And I don't remember which one. I wonder how many people I made feel old by saying I wasn't born when Luigi's Mansion came out. Cause I hope it was most of you, I don't know. Do I need water? I don't remember. All I know is I gotta go down here. But I don't remember. But I was born in 2004, so yeah. Oh, this game came out in 2004? Okay, that was 1 year old. Yippee! Whoa, it's pixelated Mario. Wait, can you pixelate the game? Is that one of the options? Okay, so that's funny. That's funny as fuck if you can do that. I don't know if you can do that, but it would be funny as fuck. I'm invisible. Bye, I need that guy. I got that guy. I am that guy. Give me the shit. Hell yeah. I like how the invisibility doesn't really do anything. Cause you can still see yourself. Why would you do it again? Why do you just want me to be a vacuum? Is that all I am to you? Is all I am to you a vacuum? Oh my god, the misogyny is crazy in my chat. You know what? Good, I trained you guys well. Oh my god. Hello. Fuck you, yeah, fuck you, Toad, I know what to do, fuck you. Thank you for that too, fuck you. I hate that guy. That guy fucking sucks. Where am I? Oh right, I had to punch this guy. God, this shit's so fucking stupid. Cause you have to punch him, but then you have to make him tire himself out. Yeah, cause I can't hit him. I think I have to let him attack. Ouch. I do. What did you do? Why earthquake? Why the earthquake? Ouch. Why the earthquake? Bro, I can't even get the big pearl like I want. Okay, there we go. I can't do anything because I'm tiny. Okay, there we go. Yippee! That shit easy. That shit easy. What I do, that shit easy. There's a boo here somewhere. Is it there? Yes. Boo regard. No. No. Yeah, fuck you. God, you're so annoying. Because eventually they get so much health, like, it's impossible to one-cycle them, basically. It sucks. It really sucks. I got another diamond, though. That doesn't suck. But yeah, it sucks. Hey. What do I... Oh, right, that's what the fuck? Yep, no, Louis, yep, thank you. What the fuck? I can't do anything. I can do something. Is it this door? Yes, okay. Good, cause I need to go back here anyway. But yeah. I like how Area 3 is mainly just backtracking. It's kind of funny to me, I don't know. Like, Area 3 just mainly backtrack into Area 4 is when you actually explore the rest of the mansion. It's kind of stupid, but yeah. Look out for boost. But yeah, I don't know. It's blue. Look out for blue. That's what he should have told me. But it is very stupid. Stop talking to me. I hate it when people talk to me. I just want to catch ghosts. That's all I want to do. Anyway, how are you guys? I don't know who changed it to blue, but thank you for blue. How are you guys doing? I be playing Luigi's Mansion on my Nintendo PC. That's how I'm able to do this. Oh! Okay. I see what I need to do. Wait, can I even get water from this? Oh wait, you know what I forgot? Because no one reminded me to water the fucking plant. See, I told you. I told you, no one would remind me. And I forgot too. Until now, because I need water. Why does no one tell me these important things? Why does no one tell me this? I told you to remind me when to water the plant, and no one reminded me when to water the plant. So now I gotta go here, because no one told me to water the plant. Whatever. I can water the plant now, fuck you. Why it look like that? Oh, whatever, it's green. Stop blaming us. No, I told you guys, remind me when to water the plant. And no one did. Larry, why haven't you gotten crowd control points? You have a lot of points. I know you have a lot of channel points. And I know you want to bully me.
Mario.
This is your chance. Your one and only chance. Deadshot Man 220, thanks for the follow, honk honk. I got bonked. What the hell? You've been someone to give head pats? Thank you. I can't open the door. There we go. I can't tell what is real and what's not. And nothing is real. Yeah, I actually can't tell if it's dark or not. You know? But whatever. Okay, it's dark. I gotta jump here. What time did the dentist go to work? 2:30 because... And that's an old joke. Where is this bitch? Reading the bong. Oh my god. I love how Earthquake is an option, by the way, because, like, it kind of does nothing, but it's, I don't know, it's just a very funny thing. No! I don't want to be over here! Take me back! Playing chat bully, why would I want to do that? I feel like I'm very submissive and bullyable, I don't know. Why can't I find this guy? Okay, here we go. Here we go, he's somewhere over here. I swear it's this. It's the fucking eyes! Oh my god! Whatever. What do you mean by that? I'm a switch. I only act like a bottom for chat for money. And don't let the masses fool you. Don't let the propaganda fool you. How do I go? There we go. Give me the shit. Oh wait, I can't get it yet. Never mind. Pump the chest, Luigi. Thank you. I need this. Thank you. Wait, what? Was it piss? I got so used to the piss, I like didn't even fucking realize. Oh my god. The piss, it's like, I don't know. I'm one with the piss now. You guys have been redeeming the piss so much. I'm one with the piss. I don't know. Yeah, me. Oh, what the fuck? You know, good thing I just saved. Oh, that's the wrong save. How do I leave? How do I leave? How do I leave? You know, I never had this problem before. How do I leave? Do I just have to die? I don't know how I save and quit my Luigi's Mansion game. But, I might have to restart the session now. You know, I'll let the earthquake go off. But, please don't do anything so I can leave. Cause I need to leave. You know what? I'll just leave now. Because I started the wrong save. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect the crowd control. Yeah, I gotta disconnect. I had to disconnect the crowd control. I had to stop it. Which sucks. In order to start this game again. Which sucks. Okay, there we go. Yippee! So we could still redeem shit though. Like I said, I just glad it was barely any progress. Why can't you see it? That's why. What the fuck? Why can't you see it? Oh, is it Is it doing the wrong one? For some reason? Because I don't know why that's there. Like, why is that stuck there, you know? Um... Oh, okay, I got it. Yippee! Okay.
Mario.
I guess it's just the catcher, like, being fucky for some reason. I don't know why the catcher's so fucky on my, PC. It's so weird. I don't want it to be, but, like, ever since I switched to Windows 11, this display catcher has been, like... Actually, all the catchers have just been so fucky. I don't know why. It's so weird. I'm dead. You broke my back and I fixed it. Never mind, I didn't fix it.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, barely any progress lost. That's why I allowed the game overs. Because, in this game you barely lose progress just because the boos. If you catch a boo, like, you'll lose no progress. Oh wait, I have to go through this again though. You know, that is a crazy name.
Oh yeah.
Somebody just followed me on TikTok. You know what? I vibe with it though. I don't know what needed eyes. It was something. But I don't remember. Oh wait, I know. It's this bitch in the bathroom. Right, ouch. You needed eyes. Okay, not you. It's one of the bathrooms. I don't remember. Was it this one? Yeah, here we go. It's such a fucked up joke, by the way. They make you think it's a hot woman. And then it's just an old woman. I mean, someone probably loves her, I don't know. Anyway. Yippee. Why is it red? Why is the curtain red? I can't get these pearls. Yay, okay. I can't do anything. Where do I go? That's on the first floor. Bro. Wait, can I go in here yet? Oh my god, I can. Okay, whatever. Alright, cause one of those is optional. And one of these isn't. Anyway, this ball. These balls fucking suck and I hate them. Cause their physics aren't correct. Like, look, Z. I don't know why the physics are like this. Bro, let me just fuck the guilt in the corner, please. Thank you. And that's all I need to do. Hell yeah. Now, I also say that Luigi fucks the ghost because whenever he, you know, does anything, he's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, like over and over again. That's why I say that. So I don't know, I think he gets pleasure from it or something. He gets something from it, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know if I want to know, and I don't know if I'll like the answer. But it is something. Why can't I do it? Okay, whatever. Sorry, I'm looking at something. Because my phone is like fucking up, and that's what I use to watch the stream. To make sure it's okay. But my phone is fucking up for some reason. Well, green. I love green. Where do I go? All the way over there. I can't do that, never mind. Oh, that was the optional one. Okay, I mean, no matter what, I have to go to the first floor anyway, but yeah, whatever. That bowling ball scared me. Whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of speedrunning this shit, you know? I didn't think I would speedrun this shit, but I'm kind of speedrunning this shit. Especially because This game makes you feel like you're making no progress in the booze, and then suddenly the boss in this floor. It's kind of funny. Meow, meow, meow. Isn't there something here I can get? Isn't there something here I can... Isn't there something here I can get? I forgot where. Okay, maybe there isn't. Whatever. Maybe I'm stupid. No. I need... Wait, isn't there something here I can get? No, okay, whatever. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck... What did you do to me? Fuck you. Did I hit him? No. What about now? It's blue! I'm big! Wait, low-key, that's kind of helping me. Wait, low-key, that's helping me. Ouch. I'm tiny now. I don't know what I am. Am I big or am I tiny? I don't know what I can't suck, so I think I'm... Okay, you know what? I'm big now. Yeah. Whatever. This shit sucks. Give me my shit. Where am I? Give me my shit. I didn't mean to show that, but give me my shit. Wait, why did... Okay, whatever. I don't know why it spawned now. I knew it was here. Like, somewhere. Someone reversed my controls, you bitch. Why is it doing it? Oh, whatever. Fuck this guy.
Mario.
Why is it pissed? I didn't catch the boo like this. Never mind, no I know anymore. Boo-hoo. I'm invisible again. That boo looks like it's getting fucked in the mirror. I'm sorry. But that's what it looks like. I love piss. Give me the piss. Take away the piss. I don't want the piss anymore. Okay, there we go. Yay. Where did I have to go? Oh yeah, over here. You know what? What the fuck? It kind of fucks me up that you had to go up here again. Oh my god. Why am I in... Girl? I'm in the girl mansion. Okay, it's over here. I'm in the girl mansion. What the fuck? Yeah, no. This is gonna suck. Cause I don't remember which door I need to go in. I think it's this. It is. What the fuck did you do to the cutscene? Hello. Okay, hello. I can do things now. I can do lots of things. Like, attempting to spin this shit. There we go. I did something. Whatever. You know, okay, I forgot to trick. I forgot the ones that shake or the ones that don't. But yeah, whatever. Hey ho. Hello, Stinky. I'm not stinky, you're stinky. Okay, it's the ones that don't. Hump that shit. Maybe not. Oh, it's the ones that shake. Okay, never mind. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
Mario.
I can't get the chest because I can't see it. Okay, there we go. Hump that shit. Bro, live reaction of Luigi humping something actually. Hi Trey, how's it going? Wait, do you want a live POV of... Oh, never mind. I took too long. There is a like POV of Luigi humping something. I got the car guy first. Okay, yeah, get this guy. The granola bar, thanks for the follow, Hong Kong. How's it going? Everything is blue. That guy fucked me up. That guy fucked me up. That bomb almost fucked me up. But at least I'm in the corner now. I'm not gonna say what I usually say because they're children. But you can guess. You can get in the corner, get in the corner. Yay! Just get to 20. Yay, okay. Yippee! I got the big pearl. Whatever. All that matters. Thanks for the lurk, Boorus. Oh my god, it did suck. I saw the card because you play games, or do you game because you're Celestial? Both, I guess. Wait, I just realized it's the worst room to be in for the fucking boo because, yeah, everything is light. Oh my god, that guy sucks. That guy sucks. Can you stop talking to me? I know the lore. I think I'm gonna get this key. Hub that chest. Yeah, hub that chest. Thank you. Oh, the shoe. I got the shoe. Okay.
Mario.
Oh wait, should I have Mario Star already then? Hang on. Where is that shit? Cause I know where it is, but how I get that shit? Well, guess I fucked up cause I forgot. What? Luigi low cortisol. I think it's very high cortisol actually. Like, yeah, look at that face. Why are my coins changing? Who's giving me coins? Oh, Trey gave me a coin, okay. I was like, what are you doing? And you all, like, chain my coin until I get 167 coins. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, bye. Let's go. Well, thanks for the one. Yeah, I got 1K. Thanks for the sub.
Let's go bouncy
I don't need to
castle.
go here.
Congratulations on 1K.
I don't know why that's so loud, but yay, I got 1K. Thank you for the sub. Oh yeah, but Cosma, if you wanna do what everyone else is doing and bullying me, if you go to the link in the pin message, and or you can use your channel points too, you can do shit to me. And you know, whether I appreciate it or not is entirely up to what you do, but yeah. Oh, I need fire. Oh my god, bro. I knew I was going here and I forgot to get fire. I'm stupid. Vegas, but yeah. I mean, just click the link and you can see. You can see what people are doing. Sorry, so you're actually doing it? Oh my god. Okay, bro. Thank you, actually. Thank you, actually, for this. 167. I'm blue now. But yeah, see? This is what people are doing. They're changing into shit. I'm tiny now. They're changing into shit. Link where? I posted it there. Wait, do I still have it copy pasted? I do. There you go. You might have to spend money though because you're not on purple app, but yeah. Unless you come here, and also there's a thing. I don't know why this is here, the pentagram or whatever. Whatever. Luigi worships the devil now. I'm invisible. Yeah, you know, this makes sense, because it's the room of the devil. So yeah, this makes sense. Oh wait, you know what I just realized would be funny? If when I go to the next room, you guys make me go in first person. And that shit'll be so funny, actually. Actually, oh wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say, I think I made some for TikTok, but I think it was only for the roses, and I forgot what I made them do. But also, there's a lot of roses that I could have chose from, but I chose the basic one. But like I don't remember what I made him do. I made him do something, I just forgot what. There's a boo. There's a boo somewhere. It can only be in 2 places. Oh my god. How am I still catching this boo? Okay, yeah, whatever, but... how am I still catching that boo? And like, all these rooms are covered too, so like, I don't need to worry about it. Okay, yay! Okay, they are, whatever. They unreversed at the worst time, whatever, I got this boo. What the hell? I still got it, whatever. Fuck you guys. Why did you want to make that boost bad? These aren't even the worst boos yet. We're getting there, like, believe me, but still. Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you guys.
Mario. Mario.
Can I open doors now? Yippee. Oh yeah, this is the room I said would be funny if you put me in first person. Because, hey God, you'll see why. Well, space. I love space. Whoa, moon. I gotta piss on the moon. Yeah, this is Mario. I don't know the angle again. Is it here? A little bit to the right. Okay. But yeah, that's why. Did I wait, perfect. Oh my god. Never mind, I got it my second try. Yay, explosion PNG, my specialty. They use stock explosion. Like I said, my specialty. My paper coins to go to you? Yes. That is the point of this. Crowd control obviously gets a cut, but then I get the other. So yeah. I get most of it, but yeah, still.
Mario. Mario.
I got Mario Star. I can do things now. I can finally progress. Also, I had 20 boos, that's crazy.
Mario.
Also, I think I would save your coins. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Just to, like, be nice, I guess. I would save your coins until I get to the boss fight of this area. Because, you'll see why. But yeah, I would save my coins until I get to the boss of this area. You'll know when I'm at the boss, because it'll be very obvious. But yeah. I would save your coins for that. 'Cause that boss already fucking sucks, so... yeah. It's the worst boss it's the hardest boss in this game, so yeah. It's harder than the final boss, surprisingly. Just because of the gimmick. But yeah, that is why. Wait, I thought I had something else.
Hmm.
Wait, I'm missing one. Which one am I missing?
Hmm.
Wait, I got his star, I got his boot, I got his letter. Oh, I'm missing his glove. Are you talking about the big... Yeah, Bulasis. Because I need to kill her for that key. So which room have I not gone to? Because I'm missing his glove. What the fuck? I don't think I've ever had a problem with this. Like, with the Mario items. That's why I'm just like, huh, which one did I miss? I don't know which one I missed. Apparently there's a room up here that I never went to. Maybe it's there.
Mario.
On the third floor. Okay, whatever. Because I got the one in the washer, I got the one the bird house, I got the one... You saw me got the star, obviously. So I'm missing something. I just don't know what. I think it's this though. I think it's the Mario item, right? No. Okay. Fuck, which one am I missing then? Yeah, cause I got the laundry machine. I got the birdhouse, I got the star. That's the problem. I don't even know. I got the letter too. Wait, the letter was the birdhouse. I think that the shoe or the hat, because I got the shoe and the hat. Shoe, hat, letter, star. So I am missing the glove. But I don't know where I get the glove. I forgot. Let's see. Someone is talking to me.
Mario.
Yeah, I forgot where you get the glove. Because like I said, I've never had an issue with this. Before. Now.
Mario.
And now I'm having an issue with it. Because I forgot where to get the glove. Uh-oh. This is the music room, right? Yeah. Okay then, so not here. This is the key. Yeah, that was the key. Bro, I did like so much of the side shit too, so I'm kind of surprised that I missed one. Oh wait. You know what happened? I got the item on one run, but then someone killed me immediately after. And I think that kind of fucked me. Cause then in my head, you know, I got it. But I didn't get it, I think. Oh no, I did get it. Okay, okay, I thought that was it. It's obviously not in here. I mean, yeah, there's nothing there. I might have to look it up just to, like, see which one I didn't do. Cause I don't remember. I don't remember which ones I got. Like, that's the problem. That is the problem. Oh. Oh. That's what I didn't do. I'm stupid. I was talking too much and not paying attention. And so... I'm stupid. I remember now. I could have sworn I got everything. But I never walked into this. Oh well. We just filtered Jason. Yeah. I guess. I could have sworn I went into this room. Whatever. Never just like saw me like pass his door? I don't know. They're probably cringing. I'm drinking water. I'm waiting for the ghost to appear while I'm drinking water. And they never did. They're back now. What the fuck? What the helly? Hello? Where am I? Where am I? I don't remember anything. I'm green. They both in spirit now. I don't know if I'm gonna get this guy, whatever. Bro. Fuck off. I'm pretty sure this is the last one too, yeah. Actually, just fuck off. Give me something. That wasn't what the fuck. That wasn't what I wanted. Shampoo. No. Okay. See, still easy. This game is easy. I like how EGAT's also zoomed in when you do that. I don't know. There we go, I got his stupid fucking glove. It's a little sweaty. Sniff. Where's the door? Okay. Yeah, that could have been a little awkward. Because I actually didn't know where the door was. But whatever. It's fine now. I can do things now. But yeah, I'm doing this faster than I thought I would. It's kinda weird. But whatever. Here you go, bitch. Give me something. I'm getting impaled. Bowser, I'm getting impaled. Help. Bro, help. They're killing me. Thanks for killing the bitrate. Herb. Yeah, whatever. Big L about to lay down woke pipe. That is a crazy sentence. I'll say I live for it though. Where am I? Where's the bill? It keeps changing. Luigi. I wonder why they put such an easy boo like towards the end, but whatever. Alright. I think it's time for the boss now. Okay, well not quite, but you know, I'm up there now. Yeah, we in there. We in there. Is that up here? No, that goes down, okay. We in there. Such gamer? Yeah. And I have all the boos I could possibly have by now too. Which is also insane. But when I had to go back up, when I had to go both up and downstairs, oh my god, that's gonna fucking suck. Cause I know those boos are gonna suck. Those boos usually suck. Please don't rat, thank you. Oh, that's a thing. Oh, that's another thing. I don't like that. I don't like those things. They blow up. Why am I tiny? Why are you doing this to me? I don't want to be small. This reminds me of real life. I'm already small, okay? I need eyes. What the fuck? Bro, I hate how much they make you get the elements sometimes. Is why you're like this? Yeah. Actually. Factually real. It's actually factually real. Okay, no, at least ice is right here. But it still fucking sucks that I have to get it. Whatever, bro. Let me leave.
Mario.
They don't want me to leave this shit. I'm gonna have, like, no money. Because I'm speedrunning this, but... You know, at least I have the goals. I don't know how this turned into a speedrun, by the way. I'm just kind of, like, doing it fast. I think it's because I played this game so much. Yeah, fuck you. Oh my god. I hate this guy. I'm surprised that guy didn't get me. Cause you're patient. I mean, no, I just... Like I said, I played this game so much. Ouch. And this game is easy. Look, I had 22 boos, and I'm about to have most of them after the boss, actually. Oh my god. All these ghosts are so annoying. That is why. No, not again, not again. Okay, thank you. You know, this works, 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 this works. Yeah, fuck you. Okay, time to get rid of these bananas before I get the boo, cause this will suck. This boo is one of the worst boos in the fucking game. This is when they start. This is when they start being so fucking annoying. What? What is Bro doing? Yeah, see, I told you.
Mario.
I feel like it shouldn't. You feel like what shouldn't? But... Look, I'm not even gonna get this one. Yeah, see, I told you. Oh my god, this guy sucks. It worked. What? Okay, boss time, yippee! I love boss, I love the boss, yippee! I love fighting this boss, yippee! Sorry, I'm just checking things. I'm, edging you guys. Yeah. But look at how cute they are! Why is Luigi scared of them? They're so cute! Like, they're just gremlins, I don't know, I love them. Why am I invisible? He made me invisible in the cutscene. Wee! I be doing shit. Yeah, look at this guy, he's so cute. I don't know. You can't make me hate the boos. They're so cute to me. I'm no longer invisible. I'm in first person, what the fuck? I can't believe I did that. I don't know where I froze him. Okay, I froze him there. Ouch. Oh my god. No, he's molesting me. What the fuck, bro? Okay, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Bruh. I just buzzed. Are you serious? That still hit me? Oh my god. I can't believe that hit me. That's kind of cringe that hit me, actually. I was gonna say, I'm gonna get none. But I got one, at least. Yeah, at least I got one. I don't know where I got him. There we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why am I getting them now? Actually got a grid. Actually got a grid. Trying to navigate this with reverse controls is fucking stupid. Can he go in that? Can he just like go in that? Please. Thank you. I just buzzed. I know I took so much damage, but I did. I can't even get one. No, it's crazy because that usually works. But I guess it's because I can't tell what I'm doing. Alright, random eyes? Oh my god. No! Oh my god, are you serious, bro? I can't suck him because of these. Thank you. I can't tell where the last one is. I win! I win! Oh my god! Fuck you guys! Fuck you guys! Fuck you guys! I win! I win! Fuck you! Yay! Yeah, fuck all of you. You already did technically. What do you mean? Well, I won? I did win. I always win. I always win. Oh, you're talking about the art. Okay, I see what you mean. Sorry, I'm a little tired. To be fair, I only got that art for me. I just wanted, I don't know, I wanted to be part of something. So yeah. I'm gonna go on BJ while this shit's happening. Cause I'm insane. I'm sad now. You wanna know why I'm sad? Because my artist still hasn't responded to me. I'm so sad. One day I'll ask for art. Why did that open Steam? I don't even know what buttons I'm pressing to open Steam. But I'm pressing buttons to open Steam. I don't know what it is. Did you talk about emotes yet? I did. Well, I tried to. But VGen was being a bitch and it didn't open. So I couldn't show anyone what I wanted. I'll probably talk about it after stream. I'll try to do it again. Not after stream, after the game. I'll try to talk about it again. I'm in the final area, so it's fine. I mean, it's not fun. I gotta do things, but you know. Oh yeah. You'll know when it happens, but after that, that's also a good time to fuck with me. I'm gonna be real. Wow, there's so many good places to fuck with, like, the player in this game. I didn't realize. Oh my god, because this game is rude. This game is actually very rude. I didn't realize. I'm getting raided. Hello, Larry, are you here? I kinda can't give him a shout out right now. Derek Kami, thanks for the raid. How you doing? How's it going? Hello, my name is Celeste. I'm a bad clown VTuber. I mainly play Nintendo and horror games, which, yeah, and I recently got to 1K, so yeah, but hi, how's it going? How you doing? I'm letting my chat bully me because I'm at 1K. You're not a mod. Hello, Leiru. Oh wait, I can do it through this cutscene. If I'm not slow. I'm gonna be slow. Ever play Luigi's Mansion? It's fun. I played it hundreds of times. That's why I'm doing crowd control with this. But right now, what this does is basically it spawns hundreds of ghosts. And yes, this isn't the modded part. This is an actual part of the game. And I have to survive like this. And now everyone can fuck with me while I'm doing this. Oh my god, bro. This shit sucks. This shit sucks.
Mario.
What the hell? Are you serious? I got the rat. Come here, you stupid rat. Well, I got the sapphire somehow. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. Is it over here? Okay, it is over here. It's not over here. I hope eye contact's lost on you. What do you mean by that?
Mario.
Bro, that's actually like the worst one. That one right there, the reverse. Actually, first person might be bad too. But, yeah, no. Not to give you ideas or anything. But like I said, I still got the sapphire, so fuck you. Thank you for bringing your community over. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for trusting me. Sorry, I had to lock in for this. This is like the worst part of the game. It's the blackout. Oh my god, I hate this. Why do they think this is a good idea? Why do they think this was a good idea? Hello, sir. Nobody will find me because I'm well cranking. My good people are afraid of me. I'm not afraid. See, I'm not afraid. No problem. Yeah. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. Yeah. Is that Jimmy's mom? No. I got a key. Oh, where do I go now? I forgot. Oh, right there. Okay, you know what? I can do this stuff. Yeah, I bet you didn't think I could teleport, huh? Bet you guys never knew I could do that. Well, I can. Fuck you. I know things about this game. Sometimes. Only sometimes. But yeah, sometimes. Yeah, me.
Oh yeah.
This shit easy. Yeah, see, this shit easy. Okay, I done it the worst part of the game at least. That's cool. Now to get 12 fucking boos and want to kill myself the entire time because these boos actually just suck.
Oh yeah.
Worst boos in the entire fucking game are these 12 boos. Like, I'm not even joking either. They're just horrible. And I'm not looking forward to it. Why you guys have control over my game? No. I wanted a one cycle live. Whatever. This game sucks, bro. I had to look up for that. What? I mean, I had to kill this guy anyway, but like, what? Hello. Where am I? Where am I? Oh my god, a different joy stream crafts in one case? Thank you! What the hell?
Oh yeah.
Alright, this stream also sucks because I have to stick to the dirt every single time. Why are you killing the bitrate?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, this fucking boo. And then I'm gonna have to go back upstairs. These views suck. They actually just suck. This is why. Because you have to go between up and downstairs. Constantly. Wait, what? Why is it not?
Mario.
Is it the light? Okay, there we go. It wasn't even that, bro. It's something new. I don't know what it is, but it's something new. Oh, it's this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm that real Luigi. No. 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 You know, maybe this is the worst part of the game. Not even the blackout. Maybe it's this shit.
Mario.
Maybe it really do be this shit. Huh. You know, I didn't really think about it like that. But it's gonna take forever to get the booze now. And I don't want to do that. I really don't. But whatever. I guess I'll get all 50 booze, whatever. It doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm already here. Nothing matters to me. I had to go all the way upstairs. It's black and white. And I don't know why. Where am I? Do I go here? Yeah, okay. Which door though? Over there.
Mario.
Oh right, this also sucks because like this room never gets lit, or like yeah, this area never gets lit. Oh my god, I never realized. That's how shitty this shit was. Oh wait, that's a big door. What am I doing? But yeah, I never realized.
Oh.
Oh my god, bro. I don't know what I'm doing. Where do I go? Where do I go? What? Oh. I see. I see! I understand. Minor singer. Whatever. I thought there was something that happened here. Oh, there we go. The thing that happened here. The thing that happened. What the fuck? I know I couldn't get this guy. Whatever. He's dead now. He's dead now. He's dead now. He's dead now. This guy is dead. I'm dead. You broke my thing. Shit. Yeah, I'm dead. What the hell? Where is this guy? What is this guy doing? He's dead.
Oh yeah.
Why am I in hell? Why am I in hell? That's crazy. Why would you put me in hell in this room? Don't you know the series this room has spawned? You can't put me in hell while it's like while I'm in this room. Bro, we just let the media. Oh my god. I remember this boo being so horrible. I didn't remember why. Now I know why. Cause that boo is a pussy. He just runs away the entire time. Wait, what? Z. Right before I get that boo, I'm gonna do what I need to do. Stream with the lighting makes it look like Luigi had enough with life. I said enough with life. After stream care. I ate the shit. Why'd I hear a boo? Did Boo never leave? Until now? Wait, that's insane. I can't get the blue one. I can't get the blue one. The blue one want me though. Oh, they all have poison mushrooms? That sucks. Especially because I don't know where that shit is. Wait, he's stuck, he's stuck, he's stuck, he's stuck, he's stuck. Oh my god, he's stuck, wait. He's no longer stuck. I might be dead. No, get that shit away from me. Why do y'all have poison mushrooms? That sucks. The acne sucks. Ah, this guy also sucks though. Are you serious? He broke out at the worst. Oh my god. I almost had him. Like the big pearl. I almost had the gold. Whatever. Fuck this guy. Whatever. I hate you. I hope you know this. That's why. Apparently there's another boo. I can't get it. There we go. Okay, it was just a bomb. Yeah, you know, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'm dying. I hate these guys so much. Yeah. Whatever, bro. Yeah, this is what Luigi's Mansion gameplay turned into. Just this constantly. It literally just turned into this. This is why these views suck. Like, bro. Just stop. Let me catch you. They didn't even give me a chance. Because this room is so fucking big. Yeah, fuck you. Go in here so I can at least catch you. Bro, I got stuck on the chair. Oh my god. Okay. That's cool. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 fucking boos in there. In that one room. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm pretty sure there's 3 boos in there. That sucks. That actually really sucks. Wait. Oh, I didn't see where the Shy Guy was. I like how this game's kind of not designed for you to get multiple ghosts. Because when you try, it's like, I don't know, it's very difficult. It's actually like so difficult to get multiple ghosts, unlike in 2 and 3. It's kind of weird. I like the sequels, yeah. Don't punch me! Okay, thank you. He almost punched me again. Yippee. I sure hope nothing bad happens. Sorry, I need to... There we go. I sure hope nothing bad happens.
Oh yeah.
I forgot if I needed to go... Oh, I did, okay. Yeah, like I said, I forgot if I needed to do that. Wait, that's the room I need to go in. Hang on, wait, no. Fuck those boos, I go in here instead. Those boos suck. I hate them. Like I said, these 12 boos, worst boos in the game. And you're gonna get all of them in like right next to each other. That's literally what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get all those boos like right next to each other. It'll be stupid. It'll be stupid. It'll be funny, but it'll be stupid. But yeah, that's gonna happen. All those boos? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna hate doing it. I'm really gonna hate doing it. Emerald! Yippee! I missed so many speeding spirits. And I did a blackout like immediately, like I saw it, so I don't get the ones that I missed. But whatever, it's fine. Plants. Plants. These aren't plants! Oh, I didn't know who I got. You know, as long as it's somewhat annoying. Bro, they're ghosts, they can't face through the walls. That's kinda cringe, not gonna lie. That's kind of embarrassing, actually. That's actually so embarrassing for them. Let me in. Remember the plant? Yeah, I know. Oh. I see. I can get that guy now. Streamers. What? I stream. That's what I do. Okay, if I had to go back there anyway, I might as well water that plant. And get a bunch of shit. I love that shit. Where am I? Hello. Where am I? I'm here. I need water. I get water over here anyway. Whatever. Yippee. Yeah, I feel like I'm making no progress because no booze caught. That's how I gauge progress in the game, is like the booze caught. But that isn't really a good way to gauge progress in this game. I mean, it is, because you do need 30 of them, but still. Actually, you need 40 of them, right? Well, sing! I don't even know what that is. Whatever, I might as well get all this shit. Give me. But yeah, I'm somewhere. I'm somewhere. I don't know where I am, but I'm somewhere. Where do I need to be? Second floor. Okay. I'm gaming. Piss rock. That is a piss rock. We all love piss rocks. With how much you guys love turning my stream into piss, like, I don't know. Maybe we all love piss rocks. Why do you guys do that, by the way? Who keeps turning it to piss? Like, I want to know. Why would you do that? It doesn't need to be in piss. You know? I don't know. Piss.
Mario.
I need fire! Oh, fire. Give me. Why was that so loud? No, you stopped me, you're a cock. This guy's a cock. Ouch. That guy's actually a cock. Fuck that guy. I hate that guy. Oh. I see. I don't know how they hurt me, but I see. They hurt me somehow. Boo here, apparently. Boo here, apparently. It was not a boo. Is it that thing? Yes. Don't. Oh my god. Why are they so good at this now? I swear all the endgame boos are just so good at that. And I don't know why. At least this one doesn't have health. But it cost fucked me. Like that tablecloth fucked me, whatever, I got it. Fuck this guy. One more boo and then I can finish the game. If I want to. Oh my god, it's me! Look! No, they left. Wait, there I am again. Oh my god, they referenced me. I'm so famous. Oh wait, I just realized I need water. Okay, I'll leave you alone. JK, lol. I can't believe I'm famous. Fuck you. At least I started to do this. Okay, there we go. I actually forgot. I'm not gonna lie, I actually forgot. Did I just do that again? Yeah, okay. Go back. Go back in the corner. You know, that works too. Are you serious? Hi, kid, how's it going? Don't suck that fucking mushroom, please, baby. Pedro, thanks for your follow, Hong Kong. It's an emulator, yeah. No, it's my Nintendo PC. Yeah, my Nintendo PC did that. Yeah, Z. Hello. I hope this boo isn't stupid. It will be, but I hope it's not. Like, just stop, please, please. No. No. Oh my god. You cannot... Bro, it's just 5. It's just 5. You couldn't let me have it. Fuck you. I also had a disc. But, I can't stream it. So, yeah. I only have 2 GameCube games. It's Mario Sunshine and it's this. 10 more, yippee.
Mario.
And 3 of them are in one fucking room. Crazy. Actually crazy. I go up here. Yeah, fuck you. I know where to go. I don't even know why I looked. You're scared of playing this as a kid? Don't feel bad. I was scared of everything as a kid too. I was scared of Majora's Mask, which is why I never played it. Until recently actually. This game did scare me too actually. Which is why I never played it until like I was a teenager. There are other things. Like, pretty much everything scared me. So yeah. Is it this one? Yes. Oh, this room. I love this room. And these guys are funny. Yeah, see, these guys are funny. Look at how funny these guys are. I just need to light up this room. And then everything will be okay. That's all I need to do. Is light up this room. And then everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. No, okay. And I can get the boot, like the 3 fucking boots that are in here. And then everything will be okay. But, you know, ouch. That kinda sucks. It kinda sucks when shit like that happens. Bro can't even reach me. What is bro doing? Is it you? No. I'm pretty sure one of these has a ghost. Oh, that one. There we go. There's just one more. No? Okay. You. Yeah. And now I had to chase them again. Oh my god. This sucks. I can't even go in that room. Actually, no, I can, I think. Like, why do you exist? Stop doing this. Yeah, fuck you. I hate him so much. Okay, that's Boo 1 in this room. I need to find Boo 2. 9 more left? Yeah. Actually, the 3rd one might have gone in the other room. Oh my god, it fucking moved. Wait, what? Oh, it's that one. Okay, you're new. You're new, but you still suck. Oh my god, bro. I hate them. I can't even catch you. I need to play the game. But whatever. No, I don't want to play your game. Fine. Tell me, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I'm getting raided. Larry will get help. Thank you. Hi Quat, how's it going? Congrats on 1K. Thank you. How you doing? How's your stream? Hello, I'm Celeste. I'm a bat clown VTuber. I only play Nintendo and horror games, and I know Nintendo and the horror game. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, right now I am doing crowd control, and what that is If you have any channel points with me, you can use it to fuck with me. Or you could also spend real money using the link to also fuck with me. But yeah. Hey, you do what you want to do. A lot of people like bullying me, so you know. It's whatever. That jar is gonna hit me, yeah. Oh my god. I can't get him. This sucks. I can get him now. This doesn't suck. Yippee! She likes being bullied.
Oh yeah.
Not true. I like getting money. Where'd this bitch go? And there's this thing in here. What the hell? This guy's gonna leave again too. Oh, that wasn't an old one. Oh, that sucked. No. 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 Okay. I need an old one. Is it you? No. Is it you? Please don't be a bomb. Yeah, there's still a boo in here. I don't know where though. Okay, there we go. This fucking guy. This fucking guy. This guy sucks. Worst boo in the game is that one right there. Fucking Boomerang. I always have a hard time with Boomerang. I hate him. Why am I looking at the light? Why am I looking at the light? Luigi, don't look at the light. Look at this view. Look at this view. Look at this view. Yeah. Okay. I'm cool now. Okay, 8 more boos. And then... I don't know what. And then... he left immediately. Bro didn't give me a chance. Easy jazz, yeah. I don't know if this is still Boomerang, I think it is. I hate him so much. He's just a troll. I love Luigi's matching gameplay. Please. Please. Brother. Of course. Oh my god. He's actually like just a troll. He actually just sucks so much. I hate him. At least I got him. 7 more. Can you stop talking to me, Egad? Thank you. You also suck. You're what makes this bad. Is he in here? No, it's in the other room. Okay. Cause I kind of noticed that 2 boos go in the same hallway. They just kind of... one kind of gets shut in the next room available. That's what I realized. I'll jingle you? What do you mean by that, buddy? Don't say that to me. Why is that boo so freaky? Freaky boo. Okay, yeah, I want to go in that room. But freaky boo, oh my god. What does that mean? I don't know, he said it. He should know. Head on, congratulations on 1K, thank you. Okay, 6 more. Can anyone answer why that boo is so freaky, by the way? I wanna know. I'm playing Luigi's Mansion with one hand for a second. Okay, never mind. I had to turn on my light because I realized my tracking is getting fucked up. But now I shouldn't get fucked anyway. I know I always forget where to go here. I honestly don't know. I always forget how to go downstairs. I don't know why. Okay, but 6 more biz.
Here you go.
And you're not gonna
Have a
suck.
head pat.
Thanks for the head pat. Yeah, the rest of these boos are gonna suck. The ones downstairs. I don't know which ones are worse. The ones upstairs or the ones downstairs. They're all kind of bad. Which tight room do you like more? the bottom one or the top one? Like, I don't know. Both are kind of shit. It's shit versus ass. Like, I don't know.
Mario.
Like, I don't know. I'm comparing shit to shit. Like, they're both bad. There's a boo in. What the fuck? Did it move in here again? Cause I lost this boo. Cause it went in the thing. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, 5 more, whatever. I don't know where you came from, but yeah, whatever. No!
Yes.
Why? Thank you. That room. Oh, I hate this room. This is why I hate this room. Oh my god. Fuck you. Whatever. Do I really want to get it? Let me freeze this first and I'll try to get it. I think that's a smart play. Yeah, I heard that shit, Luigi. There's 2 boos in here? Well, since when? Since when were there 2 boos in here? Okay, 4 more. Ouch. What? That's not even fair. Poop it. You suck. How dare you do that to me? I can't move now. No! Oh my god, wait, he's stupid. Never mind. Whatever. Fuck that guy. I can't freeze this for some reason. Oh wait, right. This is what I had to do. Let's see, I forgot for a second. Sorry. Sorry, I had to remember everything about this game or else I'm a fake Luigi's Mansion fan. That's just how it be. What? Why is he here? What? The fuck? Bro. What is going on? What is going on? Why did it jump scare me and then go back? What is happening actually? Why would it do that? Can he do that again? Can he go back in that room? Thank you. I guess that's a room, I guess. Not the one I wanted, but it's a room, so whatever. That was kind of stupid. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of stupid. Why did it do that? He literally went back while, like, during the cutscene, so I couldn't do anything. Like, bro, I'm being trolled. I'm actually being trolled by this game. Fuck you. 3 more. I sure hope I didn't miss a boo accidentally, cause that would suck. For my 100% playthrough of Luigi's Mansion. Give me. No. Why can't I get the heart anymore? There we go. Give me. Oh yeah, fun fact, that shit always gives you a big heart, so if you're ever low at health... lol. Yeah, that shit right there. You know, that's how you know I play this game, like, too much. Is that shit, like, just, I don't know, that's an example. What did someone do? The tiny isn't even fucked me up, it was still freezing. Hello, sir.
Let's get a good stretch.
Hi, Smart. It's crowd control. Someone in chat did it. You can do it too if you want, if you have channel points. Or money. But yeah. Also, thank you for the stretch. I don't know who did it, but thank you for the stretch. I need this guy. Bruh. No, I've always had trouble, like, when cycling this boss, I'm not gonna lie. And it's because of the ice physics. But at least I could do the funny thing. Before I catch this boo, I need to do the funny thing. Yay! I always had to do that. I think I missed a boo somewhere. That I'm counting this? Oh wait, no, cause one... Right, one escaped on me. Right. Okay, never mind. I don't think I did then. I did. Never mind. Oh wait, unless one went into the other room that I just forgot about. I think I'm chill. I think I'm chilling. But yeah. Can you look at him? Thank you. I couldn't look at him because of the fucking sprite. No! This room sucks. I hate it. Why do they hide sometimes, other times they don't? 50 string streak. Whoa, awesome. Tubus. Yippee. That's so cool, Tubus. Yippee. Yeah, I'm be real. I do not know. I know where one is, obviously. It's in the room I haven't done, but that other room, I don't know where it is. And that kind of scares me. Because I hope I didn't miss something accidentally. I probably did, but I hope I didn't. Let me make coin 6-7 again. I just realized I have that. I don't know if that was my doing or what. How you? I'm doing good. This week will be another 3 stream week. unfortunately. But after this week, I'll go back to normal schedule. So yeah. Well, no, it'll be weird. I'll go back to normal schedule Tuesday next week. That's what I should say. Wait, let me make sure. Cause I don't know if I got the boo in this room. Okay, I did. But yeah, that's just how it be, I guess. But yeah, next Tuesday I'll go back to regular schedule, so I'll play Wind Waker then. And yeah. So you're playing Luigi's Mansion? Yeah. For the 100th time. Cause that's how I roll. I sure hope there are 2 boos in here, cause if not, I don't know where they are. It is you, no? I'm not gonna do French. I don't care. Where's Skyo? He needs to be here. It's one of his kind. Right there. Uh-oh. Why did they touch me? Why did they do this? I don't like that they touched me. This boss fucking sucks. I'm just gonna say that right now. This boss fucking sucks. I know why, the final boss is like right after this, but still. This boss fucking sucks. Boss fight, that's just a bunch of schmucks. I was about to say I should get all of them, and then I didn't. I got them on the worst guy too. The worst way to do it on. Bruh. Doing my person the holy water work against Ghost? Maybe. If you believe hard enough. Give me the shit. You could always believe. I was about to say, at least let me get one, and I did. I at least got one. Hit me. I think this boss fight also sucks because, like, there's no fucking music. Well, there is music, but, like, it's a shitty, like, nothing is happening music. It's like the shitty the ghosts are talking to you music. No. Okay, you know, at least I got one. Maybe, at least I got one. Why did they drop poison mushrooms? Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Bro, you know they're Shy Guy Ghosts? Really? They're like the entire game. From start to finish. They're one of the first enemies you see. What the hell, ZZ? Oh, I thought I got all of them. What the hell, ZZ? Fuck you, bro. Zita Lords. Sorry, I want to go in the corner. I want to fuck this guy in the corner, I'm sorry. That's where he belongs in the corner. He deserves to get fucked in the corner, you know. I'm showing him a good time. See, he's having a good time. Yep, I've been sucking him in the corner. Yep, there we go. Easy. Meow, meow, meow. Well, 7-day streak. That wasn't the boo. Bro, he just went to the same spot again. Are you serious? There better be 2 boos in here. By the way. Because like I said, I don't know where that last boo is. There isn't. I don't know where that last boo is. I don't know where I missed one. That's the annoying part. I don't know where I missed one. I'm guessing it's probably up here. I just have to check out the rooms. But yeah, I don't know where I missed it. Ouch. And that's the last boo. No, it's not. I know it's not King Boo. I don't know where it is. I don't remember. Maybe it's like, we're gonna catch her. Yeah. Yeah. It do be like that. Please, I don't get rid slow. Okay, whatever. I hate this guy. I don't know why Nintendo would remaster this for just a... I don't know nobody released it on the 3DS. They should have just released it on the Switch. But you know, whatever. Let's see, is it here? No. Probably not over here. Those are fake doors, yup.
Mario.
Like, if it's not over here, I have no idea where. There's probably a secret room that I forgot about, which has a boo. And yeah, they wanted the game to be in 3D. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know where this last boo is. I might give up. The only other place I could think of is like the treasure room, but I don't think that room has a boo.
Mario.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a boo.
Mario.
Yeah, there's probably some secret room that I forgot about
Mario.
that has a boo. And like its only purpose is for that one boo.
Mario.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I had to go down there anyway, so I might as well just go up here and check. I think they will do a Luigi's Mansion 4, but on a cruise ship. I mean, they're obviously gonna do a Luigi's Mansion 4, I just don't know what it's gonna be on. Cause what? 3 was a hotel, right? Yeah, there's only 2 games with like actual mansions. I feel like it could be cool though. Yeah, no, there's no boo here. I feel like it could be cool though if they do it on a cruise ship. I feel like that could be a cool idea. Especially with the fucking waterways. I don't know where it is. Let's see. I don't know what the colors mean. Yeah, I don't know what the colors mean. Whatever. I guess time to check every single room that is in the first few rooms, because I know there's nothing there. Wait, did a boo go in here somehow? Cause I swear to god if a boo went in here. Okay, no. Wait, I think there was a boo that left, and I couldn't get it. I think that was on the 2nd floor, though. I mean, I could, like I said, I could just check again. But if I don't find it, I'll just do the final boss. Like, I don't care that much. This is all just a bad time, realistically. But I don't think there should be anything here.
Mario.
Yeah, no. That's weird. Because the boo I usually miss is like the one in the mouse hole there. Because that one I always forget exists. But it wasn't that one this time. So that's why I'm so confused, because I'm just like, huh. That's weird. That's crazy. You know? That's insane. Okay, not down there. But yeah, that's the one I usually miss. So I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels weird. Where is it? I don't want to check out these rooms. I really don't. But I missed a piece somewhere. I don't know where, but I missed it somewhere. Here. No. Here. No. Here. No.
Mario.
Bro, what the fuck? Where'd I miss this bitch? I'm checking the bathroom just in case. I don't think they can go in the bathroom though. Actually, no, I know they can't. Whatever. Imagine if if it was in that one room that I missed. I swear to God. Okay, no. Luigi taking the time to look for me while Mario's going crazy. Yeah, I mean, I need to get all the booze. I need to get them. I'm gonna miss it, but I need to get them. Cause I will give up on that one boo. That one boo can survive, I don't care. That one boo can be my pet. He can be my friend. I can live with him after the game, you know? He's chill. He's just gonna be chilling. But I don't know. What do you want me to say? Just Luigi and his boo friend, you know? Like it should have been. Really like it should have been. Yeah, and that's it? Okay. Bro, there's actually just nothing. Imagine a buff boo with muscles. That would look weird, because the boos are just orbs. You know? Yeah, I have no idea where it is. Okay. Back to the basement I go. That boo just gone, I don't know.
Mario.
That boo just, I don't know, it's in the walls somewhere. And I'm never gonna find it. What if it's in here again? Nope, okay.
Mario.
Yeah, I actually have no fucking idea, what the hell? Where is it? I'm kind of invested now, but also kind of not. Because I know I'm not gonna find it. But still, it's like, I don't know where it is. And I kind of want to know where it is. But I don't know where it is. And I know it's not here, because, yeah, I just did this shit. Well, I guess it's final boss time. It's in your mind. Yeah, it is. Actually real. Ouch! It's in here! Nah, that one boo's King Boo, trust. Trust me. That one boo's King Boo, trust. Trust. Believe me. Yeah, see, that's the last view right there. When oil starts popping when I'm cooking. I can just stare at my, yeah, whatever, I don't care, I can, yeah, whatever, fuck you. I just want to kill you, you know? You suck, you're the last view. Trust. Wow, you yap a lot. King Boo has a crown, you're looking for another boo. No, trust, this is the last boo. I steal the crown, but he's dead, so it's obviously him. Yippee, final boss time. I actually don't know where that last boo is though. There's always two boos I like never get. It's the one in the hole, and then there's another one that one I actually don't remember. Weird. Weird. Whatever. Yeah, come down here. Yeah, fuck you, buddy. Why does King Boo sound like that? Why do you sound like that? I forgot he sounded like that. How'd he still hit me? Whatever. I like how Bowser just keeps barely missing. Because I just keep moving out of the way at the last second. No, let me get him. You know, I kind of forgot how easy this final boss was. I'm not gonna lie. I actually forgot, ouch. And then I'm gonna get hit now. But yeah, I actually forgot. What? I couldn't suck him! Why am I not sucking him? Okay, there we go. No, I couldn't... Oh my god, I could've killed him right there. For some reason, Luigi wasn't sucking him. Ouch. This looks way too easy, yeah. I mean, to be fair, all the bosses in this game are easy. It's just... Blueasa just gives people a lot of trouble, because, they don't really know how to fight it. I'm talking right now, so I can't play the game, the video game. But yeah, that's why Blueasa gives people a lot of trouble. But once you know how to fight Blueasa, like, it's a very easy boss. You just kind of have to spin in a circle. And then you win. You spin to win. You know? Okay, there we go. I go into I'm sucking you. Yeah, I'm sucking you. And I'm here to say yes. My name there is also the same as Purple. I have more views on Purple, believe it or not. I'm not popular on TikTok at all. Who killed me? Non-public? It's not public though. Also, who doesn't want to suck off Bowser? Like, answer that. Honestly, answer that. He can't stop fucking talking. Bro, let's see if we can free with speaking. Yeah. Yippee! What the what? I beat the game. I'm so cool. And now I can talk about my stupid fucking emotes for like an hour. To be fair, I haven't done just chatting in an hour. I kinda wanna do it. Like for an hour? I kinda wanna do it. Just to like talk about 1K and stuff. The second part? Oh, that's what you do in the game? You suck to win, I don't know. It's not my fault they made a game like this. Wait, what happens if you try to fuck with me while I'm in the credits? Cause like, I mean, I can't do anything in the credits, but like, I wanna know. I kinda wanna see like what the fuck happens. Specifically like the color changes, like piss. You guys could do piss again. I didn't do that good money-wise, but whatever. Like what happens if you change it to piss color like now? Like I'm actually curious. And purple app now? Whoa. Welcome to Purple app. You can see how many more views I have compared to TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering what happens.
Oh, Mario.
To be fair, I just use TikTok for like reach. That is kind of what I use it for. Thanks for the follow, Hong Kong. Yippee. So yeah. And now for the best credit song in the history of gaming. Bring his neck more. No, someone turn it to piss, please. I want to see what happens. Wait, can I do it? I want to see if I can do it. I'll change it to purple. It did nothing. No. No, I want to see if it did something. Tries my system trick bit through the vent. He's cool. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't diss Mario. I'm gonna change it to blue and green. No, it actually does nothing. They actually... Wait, it cues it because I'm in a cutscene. Wait, how does it know that? Whatever. Well, yeah, well... That sucks. That sucks a lot. But... Oh my god, I love this game. I kind of want to talk about the... You know what? I'll try to get VGen to load again. Because VGen was not fucking loading. While I was, you know, doing this shit. I want to show you the emotes I can get. I can get 4 emotes, by the way. And I want to show you the 4 that I want. If it fucking loads, because VGen will not load. For some reason. VGen has just been having a horrible time lately on my PC. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my internet or what, but like VGen just does not load. Yeah, it's still not loading. I'm trying to make one for this, got the idea. I think I knew this. Yeah, at least said the site can't be reached. Bro, why is it letting me do anything? Okay, wait, what if I do VGen here? No, it still won't work. Damn. You know, this site, I think this site just sucks. You know? VGen just sucks. Yeah. And that's it. It knows it does know. Why does VGen suck? Well, what rank did I get? Probably a bad one because I wasn't really getting money. Wait, what the fuck? I got B somehow. I wasn't trying to get money, how'd I get B? Whatever. How'd I do this? Why is VGen not loading? How do I get VGen to load on my PC? Not bad, yeah. Ads. You're that good at sucking? I guess. Alright, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck. What the fuck did I do? Yes. Okay, time to go to just chatting now. Yippee! Oh, wait, you know what I had to do? I had to do this for TikTok. Because TikTok does not like me, but yeah. Okay, now I can go here. But yeah. Hello, how are you guys doing? Larry, if you're here, can you change it to just chatting for me? Or actually, I can do it, I think. If anything loads. Wait, I can't believe I got to 1K. I'm actually gonna be so honest. I'm actually gonna be completely honest. I can't believe I made it to 1K. I can't believe I'm still getting followers after 1K, but... yeah, no. I guess it just be like that. Or something, I don't fucking know. You think I know anything? I don't know anything. So yeah, how do I unpin that message? So people don't waste their money. Okay, there we go. I unpinned it. But yeah, I'm trying to get VGen to load so badly, and it's not. It's not. What do I do? B. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future, to be honest. Because I still obviously want to stream. I'm still going to stream. That's it. I'm not gonna stream. But, you know, I want to grow more. I want to try and grow as much as I can. That is my ultimate goal. Is just see how much I can grow. And how much I can, like, foster a community and stuff. And, like, just do things. What the fuck? And just do things. And I'm just kind of stalling so VGen can load, but it's not. Because everyone hates me. God hates me, yeah? We've been known. Why is VGen actually not loading? Is it down? Has VGen been down? I don't know if it is. It's not down. Wait, it is down. Never mind. Wait, can someone go on VGen and like let me know if it's down or if it's just me? I need to know. Rocky proud. I can't see those emotes. I don't know what they are. But yeah. I don't know if it's just me or whatever. But yeah. You know what? I'll go here. TikTok will hate me. Because I show tummy, but whatever. I'll go there. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to try and grow as much as I can. Nah, no it does. I literally gotten like content warned for like sexually explicit content just because I show tummy. Like it's insane, but whatever. You know what? I just realized I kind of can't talk. That's the problem. I don't know how to bullshit. I need to learn how to bullshit more. And like, I don't know, VGen is also just stressing me out because I can't open it. I can't open VGen. So I can't show you guys the emotes that I fucking want. But I can't open VGen. The Gooners love to tell me, yeah. Wait, okay, can one of you guys go on VGen to like tell me if it's just me? I think that's the site. Yeah, that's it. Oh wait, I'm on it now. It just loaded. Why is it when I put it on there, it loaded? What the fuck? Okay, wait. Okay, can I load the things that I want now? Or no? Let's see. Cause I need this open. And then wait. Hang on. Yes! Oh my god. It worked. Ah, this site sucks. This site fucking sucks. And then where is it? Where is it? There we go. Work for you? Yeah, it's working for me now. It just wasn't working before for some reason. Okay, oh, I had to- oh my god. Whatever. Okay. I can show you guys the emotes that I want now. Never mind. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I want the cinema one. Cause I think that would be really cute. If not that one, then okay, yeah, I also want this one. This one's not negotiable. I will get this one. If not the cinema one, then like this one too. Cause this one's so cute. I don't know. Or this one, cause I do say horny shit a lot, and I feel like actually no, I already have a bonk emote. What am I saying? So yeah, I maybe this one. This one is also non-negotiable. I also had to get this one. It's 6-7 day. I can talk about it. All these emotes are expensive, by the way, because they're animated. Nodders, obviously, I need that. Yeah. And then there isn't. Oh yeah, there it is. No, I went out of it. Wait, what if I go back? No. It was there, and I went out of it like a fool. Oh wait, well it's here again too. Where is it? Where is it? Noted. That one's also non-negotiable. I will get noted. Want to die? Yeah. Yeah, it is very well done. They're all expensive because they're animated. That's why. That's why they're all expensive, and these are all different artists too. By the way, but that's why they're all so expensive. But and yeah, I can only get 4 of them. I only have 4 emote slots. Oh, this person's not taking comms yet. Oh, that sucks. My artist still hasn't responded to me, by the way. I'm dying. Oh, it's 10 AM for them, that's why. But yeah. What else could I show you? I can go on here because it won't... Yeah, I won't show you anything. Oh wait, I can show you guys a work in progress that I have. Yeah! I'm so excited for this. And that's pretty much everything. That is pretty much everything. Wow. I can't believe everything is cool. But yeah, that's everything I want. Press new tab. I mean, I won't show my email. What, do you wanna see my Google wallpaper? Is that what you want? Look, yeah, that's my Google, it's my profile picture. That's my Google wallpaper. But yeah, that is pretty much everything. So, I don't know. Like, the emote, I can also get static emotes. Those will also be inexpensive. I want to press the nose. Everyone draws my nose really big, and I like it like that, because it's really cute. Like even the artist in this wallpaper did it. Like, look at how big they drew my nose. Like, I don't know, I like my nose getting drawn like this. Oh, you know what else I need to get? I need to get a stinger. Cause that stinger is a free one. Not a free one, a pay-to-use one. I need to get my own stinger. But also you can press the nose. How do I take out my hat? I need to be sentimental, I need to take out my hat. Is it this? Yeah, it's there you go. I need to be sentimental right now, I need to take out my hat. I did not clown. But yeah. But if you use the channel points and use boop, then you can, you know, boop me. But yeah. Tuesday? I don't know what I'm gonna do Tuesday. I'm probably gonna play a horror game. Like, just a random horror game, but yeah. That's it. That's it. But yeah, those were all the emails. Fuck. I don't know what else I'm gonna get. I wanna get more art, but art is just so expensive. Everything's expensive. Oh, the wallpaper one? Oh. I mean, those are my profile pictures also. Big. I have to be careful going into my shit. My art. Just in case there's NSFW that I missed, maybe. Okay, there isn't. Yeah, but everyone draws my nose big. Like, okay, that's my wallpaper. This artist kind of did it normal size. Yeah, that's like the size on my model. This one, yeah, this one's kind of big. This one's... That's kind of normal. This is Juno. Juno likes drawing my nose big, yeah. That's normal. I forgot if this is normal. Yeah, that's normal. By the way, I look disgusting about my nose, so I'm not taking that shit off. Oh no, that's normal in that one. Yeah, this artist loves drawing my nose big. Like, it looks, like I said, it looks like a berry. And honestly, I love that it looks like a berry. Cause this is also the same artist. Yeah, and look at how big it is here too. I love it. Honk, yeah. This is what artist. Yeah, true, actually. And yeah. What about this artist? I didn't check. Oh yeah, this artist drawing was big too. Huh. You know, it's kind of 50-50 on whether my nose is big or not. Which I honestly is kind of funny. I can't go there. Actually, yeah, let me go here. What about my emotes? No, my nose is kind of normal size in all my emotes. Except maybe this one, but yeah. Oh wait, I just realized I didn't go here on TikTok. Cause I've been switching so much. This is one of my favorite emotes, by the way. The gamble one. I love this one. No one uses it though, even though I gamble a lot. No one uses it. I hate it. You guys need to use this more. Not safe for stream. Yeah, that's why. There's some shit in there that I can't show on stream. Looked at it yet. You do? Do you? I don't remember if you do. I love the nose there. Gamba. Show on stream. I can't. I literally can't. I'll get banned. What else is in here? That's pretty much it, actually. Okay, now you're using the Gamba. What the hell? You gotta gamble more. Oh yeah, I've been kind of debating whether I should let you guys take off my hat or not. Cause I feel like no one would do it. Cause I feel like I look good as my hat, you know? I feel like no one would want to do it. I don't know. Like look at me. I look kind of naked without my hat. See, like there's something missing when I don't have my hat on. I forgot how you take my nose off. Was it? Okay, no, it's not that. That's how I turn tiny, but I don't want to turn tiny. Yeah, I forgot how you take my nose off. Is it this? Nope. Yeah, I don't know. And an option to give you a fade haircut? No, I can't. Also, I won't do that anyway. Yeah, you know what? I actually forgot how I take my nose off. I look naked without it though. Maybe it's for the best. Hang on, let me see. I love the Pikmin music, by the way, but yeah, let me see. Head pat, color picker, chibi, that's what the fuck? That's moving my bottle. That's something, that's googly eyes. That's something, that's blush. Oh yeah, I can turn up the blush when I smile for some reason, but I don't know why I would do that. Oh, that's why I don't remember, because it's something fucking weird. But like, I had to make it weird because... Look, see? I look so naked without the nose. I look disgusting without the nose. Like, I can't. I need the nose on. Me without the nose, like, I might as well just take my clothes off. I don't know. Like, I look naked. If I take my nose off, like, my stream will be banned, you know? Like, I can't do that. It looks bad. Maybe I had a different hairstyle. Lol. Lol. I shall not speak. Okay, you know, maybe I'll speak now. Actually, I feel like I said too much anyway. That's what I'm trying to get my model artists to do, but they're not talking to me. I'm trying to... Hang on, where is it? I'm trying to get this hairstyle. The twin tail one with the bows. Because I think it's really cute. I won't do the bikini model, because I'm already naked anyway, basically. And, well, now I'm gonna be even more naked. I feel like that's not a good use of money, you know? I'm probably only gonna use that model once anyway, and then never again. So, that's why. When you didn't have the nose. Oh. I can't recognize you. Yeah, I need the nose. But, yeah. So, I want to get this hairstyle because I think this hairstyle is really cute. And I think it would fit. Like, it even fits with the hat. Like, look, it's basically the same shape as the hat, but like a hairstyle. Like, it would fit so well. But my model artist hasn't been answering my shit for like 2 days already, so I don't know. I don't know if I can. But yeah. Cause like, the bows are so cute. I'm not trying to zoom in there, but the bows are so cute. I don't know. Like, I need it. I need it so bad. Why once? I don't know why once. I do want to get another outfit though. What is this song? I do want to get another outfit though. But it'll probably cover me up more. It'll be like a Harley Quinn inspired outfit. So yeah. That's why. But that'll be like way in the future. Like, way in the future. Oh, there's that fucking Zelda song that I hate. But yeah, that'll be way in the future. So yeah. And tell me, no, it was a Zelda song. So yes. Right now I can only afford the hairstyle. But the hairstyle looks so cute and I need it. I need it right now. Like, you know, there's nothing else I can do. Wait, you know what I should do? Hang on. I'm gonna look weird for a second. I told you I was gonna look weird for a second. Yeah, let me take this shit out. Hey, I wanna see what hats I have. I haven't done this yet, so that's why I wanna look. What is this? I didn't know this was a hat. What the? I got that brim. Wait, it moves with me. Wait, that's kind of funny. Wait, why does that fit? Why does that kind of fit? Time to scan. What other hats do I have? Oh right, that was for when I played Pikmin, but I never used it. What is this? Why did you do it twice? Wait, why does it make it? Oh, it was for an update, so you can show you the noise thing that it does. That's why. Why is it stuck? 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 Let's see, how do I do it? That's how I do it. Okay, there we go. I think I fixed it. Oh yeah, this is just to show you the noise thing. Okay. My keys, whatever. Sorry, I just kind of like looking at the random shit that's in here because I never done this. Blob. Yeah, I've never done that. I have a crown? When did I get this? Wait, how do I rotate? Bro, it fits. It actually fits so well. Wait. I didn't know I had a crown. What else do I have in here? I have a clown nose. Well, it's worse than mine. That's crazy. Yeah, bro, I got the superior clown nose. Fuck that clown nose. That clown nose, it fucking sucks. I got the good clown nose. Very red nose. Why are there so many just weird hats? Like, what is... Oh, this is to show... Yeah, this is to show the layers thing. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's still weird, though. There's, like, so much shit that they just put in here that they didn't need to put in here. Like... Why putting... Why... To show jiggle physics? Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand. Why would they do this? It's so weird. Yeah, and there's like nothing else that's good. I guess there's Steam. Yeah, me when. Me when. But yeah, whatever. I'm gonna look weird for. Actually, no, I'm not. Hello. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. How's your day? I'm doing good. I just beat Luigi's Mansion and now I'm just chilling, talking to chat. We're just talking about random shit. I'm so sad my model artist never fucking talked to me. It sucks talking to ghosts. I mean, you're the ghost. You are a ghost. But yeah, it sucks. You know what, I'm gonna go on Regen again, just to make sure. Even though I'm... What's... T? What? Even though... I don't know. Wait, yeah, Regen loaded? Yeah, no. I'm not delusional. They actually know. What's your favorite boss? Probably Boolossus, to be honest. I actually really love Boolossus. Even if it's even if it's a lot of people's not favorite boss, I love Boolossus. I don't know why, it just kinda has a special place in my heart. It's cause how stupid it is. And also, that was when everyone was spamming shit in my stream to like try and make me die, and then I didn't die, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just a gamer. But yeah, whatever. I think I'm going to end stream. Yeah, cause I ran out of shit to talk about. I'm sorry, I can't bullshit things. I'm sorry. I was doing no such thing. I don't think it. Wait, was it just you or was it other people? I forgot. I should put my hat back on before I forget. But yeah, I'd rather just you or that. Okay, but since I'm ending stream, I do want to say, thank you all for 1K. Like, actually, I actually appreciate it very much. I thought I was going to cry during the credits, but I didn't. So, you know, that's cool. If I get even further, I might cry. But yeah, I'm glad that a lot of you are here for this, to witness this, I guess. And yeah. But let's see what I'm gonna do. Tuesday, I'm going to be playing a horror game. That'll probably be a shorter stream too. I think all the streams this week will be shorter. Just cause like I said, I'm gonna be back on schedule, normal schedule, like Tuesday next week. And then, Wednesday, I'll probably do Tomodachi Life and, Mario Kart, like, I like doing, so yeah. TikTok brought you here, funny and low. Yeah. It's funny because TikTok hates me. But yeah. Anyway. Let me see if I can raid someone. Yeah, like 3 months ago. To be fair, when I first started streaming on TikTok, TikTok didn't hate me. But then as I started streaming more and more, like, they just hated me. And I think it's because of how I talk. I'm gonna be real, I think it's because of how I talk. But, yeah, whatever. I don't know who to raid. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna look to see if someone is playing Luigi's Mansion for some fucking reason. And yeah. I don't know if that person's a VTuber. There's only one person playing Luigi's Mansion. I don't know if they're a VTuber. Maybe I just... Wait. Let me see if someone I'm following streaming. And I'll read them. But yeah. I don't know, this feels kind of surreal. Like, everything just feels kind of surreal. Damn. I can't raid any- Actually, you know what, fuck it. I'll rate bland again. I don't like rating streamers when they have like a lot more views than me. I don't know, because I feel like cringe, but whatever. Anyway, I like rating people like close to my size. That's why. That's what I feel comfortable with. But yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna play a horror game, and then yeah, Wednesday back to normal shit. So yeah. Anyway, goodbye, gamers.